Good morning. So it's about, well, it's something around about 10 o'clock, I think. Is it? 9:59. 9:59. I just had an idea. That's why I'm on. So I'm kind of working through my spreadsheets, which will be the basis of a video in the future, because I'm sure you're interested to see how I work out my numbers. Even if you're not, I'm going to share it with you. Only because I don't see other sellers making such videos, you see. So I always wondered what other people do, but in order to find out, I'm going to reveal my secrets. And it's only a secret because I'm the only one that knows it. But when I reveal it, it shall no longer be a secret. You'll be in the know. However, I've just been thinking about this switch that I'm going through at the moment. I'm changing everything over to free first class post. Sales are dire today. I haven't had one sale today. Normally I have about 10 or 15 orders by the time I've got in. I mean, I've got 21 to process from yesterday. You know, these are orders that came in after 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. But I usually have several, you know, that have come through in the morning. I've had nothing on my shop and nothing on my eBay. And with that in mind, on Saturday I thought I'd done something wrong with my shop because the sales were just didn't happen Saturday. Sunday I had a few. Monday morning they came flooding in. It was almost as if they'd spent the weekend sitting in the sun. And I've seen this kind of thing in the past, but you know, on top of everything else that's going on, it's enough to actually give you a bit of a nervous breakdown, if you know what I mean. What's going on? Anyway, all you can do is what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm kind of merchandising, and I'm setting up my shop for success. I'm going to move forward with the lowest possible prices, free postage. It's going to be a job for me to manage in the future, but it's got to be done. And at the same time, I'm taking the opportunity of reviewing the prices that I'm paying, making sure there's no price increases, and I'm checking my shop as well, because over on my shop, where I have to, I'll increase the prices, and there's some kind of Google AI, Shopify AI on there, which is basically making suggestions for me to accept or decline. You know, categories that they're in, colours, things like that. I think they're tags. I'm not too sure. But, you know, every day I seem to get messages as well from different gurus out there emailing me saying things like, I've completed an audit of your store and I've got some very simple changes that will see your sales accelerate. Things like that. And I know what it is. It's SEO, and there's probably a few other bits and pieces that I could do, but I haven't got time for it. I haven't got the money for it, and I'm kind of happy-ish with what I've got coming in. However, I'm sure I'd be over the moon if I was to pay somebody to do what it is they say they could do if it doubled or tripled my sales. But I rather suspect it would be more than doubling and tripling. It would probably basically see an exponential growth. So it's something I'm going to have to do at some point, because I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to find out what it is that I can do. However, one of the things I thought about is, you know, you pay, you buy your stock from your wholesaler, and you kind of double up, and then you add your VAT on top, and the actual price, your retail price. That's a traditional method. Some people triple up. That's if they're in a segment that enables them to do it. I'd love to be able to do that, but it doesn't afford. It doesn't enable me. All my competitors are doing this, working on the same model. They double up. However, one or two of them seem to be operating a kind of a club where you pay an annual premium in order to have privileges. And it's a little bit like Costco. Costco basically sell everything at cost, don't they? In exchange for an annual membership fee. I think you charge £129 a year or something. I don't know, but one of my competitors is offering 10% off everything they sell in exchange for an annual membership fee of 20 quid. So, you know, if you do the numbers, if you get 1,000 people pay 20 quid, it's 20 grand a year. But they're a big player, so I'd rather suspect they're getting more than 1,000 people. If they get 10,000 people paying 20 quid a year, that's like 200 grand. Do you know what I mean? That's straightforward, flat fee based income in the bag, kind of guaranteed, and replenished or restarted again the following year. You'll have some people that will cancel throughout the year and at the end of the year and that kind of thing. But ultimately, what a wonderful little model. And they're only giving 10% off the prices in exchange. And I thought to myself, What happens if I basically went and found a similar model and said I'm going to charge £100 to be in my club? Then I only need 1,000 people to have 100 grand. It doesn't seem like a big ask, really. £100 in exchange to be, it's like you want to be in my gang, my gang, my. Maybe that's the wrong kind of song to sing because it's associated with a, you know what I mean. So, but you want to be in my gang, right? That £100 a year, £2 a week, and I'm limiting it to 1,000 people. No, I'm not interested any more than 1,000 people. And I'm not interested in any less than 1,000 people. I just want 1,000 people to give me £100 a year. That'll give me 100 grand a year. What will you get in exchange for that? 50% off my screen prices, which will effectively mean that I'll sell for cost. So retail buyers out there, haberdashery buyers, dressmakers, what am I saying to them? I'm saying buy at wholesale prices, whatever you like, in any shape you like, in exchange for £100 annual membership fee. So somebody who spends 50 or 60, say £50 a month on dressmaking bits and pieces, that's £600 a year. So I'm saying to them, you can have it for £300 a year, which is basically my cost, which is wholesale prices. And it's only going to cost you £100 a year, £2 a week. Of course, you can't make 100 profits on one individual for £100 a year, but 1,000 people who are taking advantage of it, then that's 100 grand a year straight to the bottom line. And you're thinking, yeah, but you're working for nothing. No, but that's not true. Because it's only applicable to those people who take you up on the offer. Of course, you might be busy. I mean, let's say, for instance, you've got 1,000 people who come on and spend £50 a month, and they're getting £25 off, 50% off. Okay, so you've got to service 1,000 people. Let's say, all things being equal, you've got 30 days, 1,000 orders divided by 30. So it's about 33 orders, 34 orders a day. So you'd be busy just working on those, right? But it's a known profit. You know that you're going to get 100 grand at the beginning of the year. They're going to be delighted because they're going to be getting their haberdashery supplies at cost, right? Which is what do? Costco. But all those people that do buy from you on a regular basis, that don't join, they'll be paying the full up price. So you'll still be making a profit off them. But it's transactional. It's one-off. You don't know if they're going to come back. But nevertheless, those are the sales that come. They come, you make a profit, and you might not see that customer again for a couple of years. Maybe. But if you've got something to sing about, to shout about, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful world of thread and trimmings, where you can buy whatever you like at my cost. Anything you see on the screen, 50% off. Always. Provided you give me £100 a year. I think that's a great deal. But is it manageable? Is it doable? Well, I think it is. Because what you do somewhere along the line is you start going, if you've got volume and you know they're buying a certain thing, you go to your supplier and say, look, I want an extra 5% off, 10%. You look to buy what it is that you're getting direct from the wholesaler, not the wholesaler, from the trade supplier, the people that are supplying the wholesaler. And then you carry on working on the wholesale price that you've paid. You double up, add your VAT, but you give that buyer 50% off. And if you're able to buy better, then that's your extra margin. And if you're able to put the price up a little bit by, say, 5% or 2%, they're still going to get 50% off, and they don't know what you're paying. I think it's possibly doable. And you know something? It wouldn't cost me anything to do, because I've got the stock. I'm here anyway. All I've got to do is find an app that enables me to offer a membership fee, where I'm giving out a 50% off anything you want in my store See, that's the other thing. You see, they've still got to pay the postage, so you could put the postage up a little bit. You could add a £1.50 or £2 on top of the postage cost as a handling fee, a small handling fee, a picking fee, because the people who pick the orders, they've got to be paid for. So you're not going to make a lot out of £2, but those they add up, don't they? If you've got 1,000 people coming on and buying from you every month, and you charge them £2 transaction fee, a handling fee, regardless of what they spend, that's 1,000 times £2. That's £2 isn't it? So that's another little bit of income. So I mean, I've got a customer that basically buys every other month £300 worth of buttons. So if I say to him, you're going to get those buttons for £150, why wouldn't he take advantage of it? Come on, there's got to be a catch, Mars. Come on. No, straightforward. £300 worth of buttons for £150. You just got to sign here and agree to give me £100 a year. So he's going to be absolutely, because let's say he buys every month £300 worth. So he's going to spend £3,600 a year on buttons, but he's now going to get it for £1,800 in exchange for giving me £100. Yeah, you're thinking, yeah, you're stupid, Mart. You're not going to make any money on that. No, I'm not. But it's neither here nor there for me, because what happens is I hold these buttons for him. He comes on, he buys them, I send them. He's paying £300 a month for them. But I'm saying that you're going to have those buttons for half the price, £150. When he buys them, I get the money, I just go and buy the buttons again, replenish my stock. So really, I'm just laying out cash to hold. And its own little endeavour. Yeah, you think, yeah, what are you doing that for £100? But if you've got 1,000 people doing it, that's £100,000 straight through, and it's all bunts. Yeah, but how much would you make with him? If he's coming on, yeah, but you've always got the risk of losing him, haven't you? Let's say he finds them a bit cheaper elsewhere, and just for the sake of a few quid, he goes elsewhere. You could have basically kept him. And if he is able to buy those buttons from you at cost, my cost, he's going to be over the moon. He's going to be looking at me like a wholesaler. I'm sure there's lots of ways of cutting it. I mean, would you sell your soul for £100,000 a year? You'd be grafting all day. Yeah, but I'd be busy. I wouldn't have to. That's what you want, don't you? I wonder. I'm going to wonder if it's possible to get 1,000 people to give you £100 a year. 1,000 customers. Well, why not? It just doesn't cost me anything. Let's say, for instance, I make the offer, it's out there, and no one joins it. Lost nothing. What have I lost? Nothing. But if I get 100 people in the first 2 years or something, it takes me 2 years to get 100 people. 100 people paying £100. What's that? 100 hundreds. Come on. When I was a kid, I would be like that. The calculators ruined the brain. 100 times 100. That's 10 grand. I'd be happy with that. 100 customers giving me £100 a year, £10,000 a year. And okay, I'm sure when I get the order and I see what they get it for cost, it'll probably break my heart. But for me, it's just cash flow, isn't it? It's just turning over stock. And for them, they're going to look how much more are they getting for their money. So if 100 people came on every month, let's say it took me half an hour to pick their order. So it's 30 minutes. It's 100 people times 30 minutes. So it's 3,000 minutes divided by 60 minutes. That's 50 hours. That's a week. It's one individual picking non-stop for a whole week. So you would have a labour requirement there, but you'd be getting 100 grand a year. So you can afford to get a few people at 20 grand a year, part-time-ish. And you'd still be getting the sales from those people who are paying the normal regular price. They come along, they just have one off, they're looking for a patch, to their elbows on the cardigan. They come along, they find me, they come, they see, they buy, they pay, they go. We never see them again. I get them all the time. So that I still get the profit from that. But I'm on about locking in and acquiring those dressmakers that want good quality haberdashery at the best possible price, which no one can beat. And they want it fast and secure and customer service with a smile. Why not? Why not? I'm going to run it by my dad. He'll think I've gone with sugar. He'll say, "What's the matter with you? You idiot! Idiot!" But I think I'm onto something, because I can see my competitors are doing it. They've got a club. I'm going to go and find out if there's an app, a club-based app. There's no reason why I can't offer it. I've got the stuff. I've got the products. It's whatever I'm stock, whatever I'm holding, you can have for half price. 50% off. It's basically a cost. I buy something for £1. I sell it for £2 plus VAT. So I pay VAT on the purchase price, it's £1 plus VAT. And then I'm doubling up. So that's £2.40. Right? £2.40 for that, sir. There. For you. For you, my friend. Because you've joined my club, you get 50% off. So 50% of £2.40 is £1.20. You're getting it for what I paid. I'm actually paying 5% less because I get a 5% discount from my supplier. And if I go to my supplier and pick the stuff off the shelf myself, I get an extra 5%. See, it's worthwhile going to do a visit once a month in a van or something, because I'm spending 10 grand a time. To do that, I get an extra. What's 5% of 10,000? It's 500 quid, isn't it? Yeah, I get it's £500 straight into my pocket. Interesting concept. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on and run it by you. What do you think? Is it doable? Am I losing it? Or am I onto something? Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm and that helps me. I'd help you. Thank you. Bye.